I really look up to you. I always wanted to tell you that, talk to you, and I honestly lionize you, Mike. I could care less about Hollywood goons like Michael Jackson, who's been a nut job ever since Chinese food been greasy.
Danny, do you live in San Francisco per se?
Very close. I live up the freeway in Roanoke Park, Sonoma County.
Well, the reason I say it is that you better be careful that the government doesn't arrest you for not being happy with Obama as your supreme leader. You might be a radical who's unhappy with him because you're mentally deranged or an enemy of the state. You got to understand that you live in a perfect state now. Everything is perfect. Barbara Boxer is perfect. Your own congresswoman is a genius. Isn't she a great woman, your local congresswoman?
Oh, yeah, I know they'd rather have tie-dye instead of camouflage on the tanks, but it ain't happening.
There you go. That's right, and flowers coming out of the barrel of a tank. And, of course, they would also like to remove the propellers from the U.S. naval ships and permanently moor them as floating birthing clinics for illegal immigrants.
And let's remove the World War II cemeteries and put strip clubs and those type of...
You know, you have a very good point. That's a waste of space. All of those World War II veteran cemeteries, after all, their wives are dead. They've been gone a long time. They died 60, 70 years ago. I think perhaps they should be paved over and be turned into just something useful to the new state, the New World Order.
Hey, Mike, my grandma passed away. You remind me very much of her. She grew up in the Depression times in San Francisco. And
so she knew what was going on, in other words. She didn't grow up with rose-colored glasses dancing to Michael Jackson.
She taught me about World War II, about the Depression, about being frugal.
Frugal. You know, being frugal is unto itself being an enemy of the state, Danny, because you got to understand something. Frugality, while once a virtue, under the Obama administration is actually a state crime. Because if you save money, really you're stealing it from Barney Frank. You shouldn't be saving money and putting it in banks. You should be putting it out there and buying things so he can steal it from you in terms of giving loans to other bankers like Goldman Sachs. Because then you'll be a good citizen. I would suspect anybody who has a bank account larger than $1,000 should be investigated by the FBI. Because I think that indicates unto itself a sort of antisocial attitude. Thanks, Danny. Appreciate it. I didn't intend to be sarcastic today, but I guess that's the way it works. British didn't consult the United States on Michael Savage exclusion. I don't believe a word of it. Why did it come out yesterday? Why did the British government acknowledge that they did not discuss me, but they have since discussed me? Answer, because it's a giant cover-up being conducted by the Obama administration. They told the stooges in Britain who are out of business anyway, you may as well say this. You think that Helen Thomas will cover this one day?
Savage. The Savage Nation.
Takes the news and tears it apart and puts it back together in a way that I can understand it.
Talk 910 KNEW.
Where beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me. My lover
doing some emails during the break. Back and forth to Helen Thomas. Yeah, right. All right, here we are. Let's see, what was I talking about? Oh, yes. Even aging leftist Helen Thomas thinks Obama's control of the media is worse than Nixon's. She actually stood up to the spokesmouth for Obama, the schmuck Robert Gibbs, and he tried to sneer at her. Why does he sneer? Why does Obama sneer with that curled lip? You find Obama's attitude arrogant? With that face up in the air looking down at everybody with that curled lip, him and that Gibbs. One of these days, Alice, one of these days, U.S. soldier captured in Iraq, media ignores it. Barney Frank wants to take the TARP money that was supposed to be returned to the taxpayer and spend it by giving it to Acorn on housing projects. Isn't that amazing? North Korea fires 4 missiles. You didn't read about it. All you read about was Michael Jackson's hips. So, therefore, that's the whole story. Play Johnny, whatever his name is. What's his name? Bobby Darin? Play it again. Don't play it. It was a moment. It passed. If it wasn't exactly when I thought of it, it's no good. I thought of it and it ended. I'm going away tomorrow. I'm also going to go away like a lemming, like everyone else. It's July 4th. I got to be away. I figure if the people in the media, everyone's gone somewhere, I should go somewhere too. Although when I get there, I don't know why I got there. I have no idea why I went there. The pillow's no good. The bed's no good. The house is no good. The food is no good. The air is no good. The temperature's no good. The neighbors are worse than the neighbors I left behind. I mean, this is unbelievable. There's no point in traveling. But I'll go anyway. Why? Because it's July 4th and I'm supposed to go somewhere. So I'm going to go somewhere to Area 50. What area am I going to? Area 54? What's the one in the desert that they have? Area 52? That's 51, Area 51, the secret area. My other studio out of the Bay Area is Area 52. Oh, Area 53 is in a secret location across America, another part of the nation. I'm going to be moving around, or I may not go anywhere. See, that way, if you have many studios, not only do you not know where you're going to be at any one time, but your wonderful stalkers won't know where you're going to be at any one time. That's all. I got an itch job last night in a Chinese restaurant. Okay, I know it's becoming like a gag line already. After spending about 10 minutes talking about how bad food is becoming in Asian restaurants, how they're cheating me, and you confirmed even in Kansas they're doing it, I go to a place she knows me. I didn't want to go over the bridge, where the sauce is very good, a Hunan place, Hakka cuisine, which I love the green sauce. It's kept me alive all these years. It's a chili sauce that's astounding. I don't know how they make it. I really should bottle that stuff. It's so good. I didn't want to go over the bridge. So I went to a place in Marin. How you doing? And they look you in the eye. I don't get it. Like your best friend. And you say, no sugar, no this, no spice. I took one bite of one dish. My scalp and to my toes and my scalp were itching till 5 in the morning. Like I had St. Vitus dance in bed. I don't understand it. Then the house I'm staying in used to be a quiet block. And some white trash moved in up the street with some teenagers with loud cars. And they have idiot white liberal friends. All they do all night is drive up and down the street. Up and down till 3 in the morning. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, if they're smoking dope, you would think it would sedate them. Every 20 minutes, the car up and down and up, broken mufflers, like a golf cart car one of them has, some schmuck. And I keep saying to myself, why is there no war? Why can't they go off to war? Why is there no Flanders Field, I say to myself? Why? Why do they have so much free time on their hands, I say to myself? This is what goes on in my head in the middle of the night. What can I tell you? And you want me to talk about Goldman Sachs? I did it for an hour yesterday. What did I get for it? I made more enemies. I made more enemies of some of the most powerful, wealthy people in the world who, as you know, put the stooge in as president. You think that a president is actually elected by you? You're crazy. The 1918 World Series were fixed by Arnold Rothstein, whatever his name was. So you're telling me that this last election was an honest election? I think the election in Iran was more honest than the election we had here, with thugs with clubs outside voting booths, and with Acorn voting 43 times, and with illegal aliens voting with no citizenship, for a man who many people say has no citizenship. Well, excuse me, not American citizenship. That's a big thing. I'm not involved in it, so I don't want to take credit for it. Many of you don't call on that. That's almost like saying UFOs now or abortion. Please, I did not say the word citizenship. Don't. If you're a birther, don't call me. Others are doing a very good job. No, I don't want to know about it. No, the lights went just almost crazy. It went like a pinball machine on tilt. The red lights went crazy. All I got to do is say certain words. Obama's birth. Oh, there it is. Obama's, where was he born? That's it. There it goes. Well, Mike, glad you're aboard now. Yeah, really. Glad you're aboard now. We know that. How about abortion? Yeah. There it goes again. All right. There are a couple other ones you can do. Gun. All I have to do is say gun. There used to be a guy, a talk show, very nice man, but he had a flaw, a fluke. Does he do shows anymore? Because I don't want to insult him. I'm not going to mention his name. But he was known in the industry that he was a very nice, stable guy. But if a caller said anything to do with airplane, fin, aileron, propeller, that was it. He was off and running for 3 hours about airplanes and the Air Force. In other words, it was like Manchurian Candidate with the card was thrown. You know what I'm saying? So if I say birth, that's it. That's the end of the show. Birther, Indonesia, magic words. Plunk your magic plunker, Froggy. Oh, God, I'm going to go into the heat and the humidity like a moron. I'm the best weather in the world right now. 65 degrees, cool, foggy. Where am I going on vacation? In the heat where you could die. A frog wants to get out of there this time of year. I don't know why I'm going. I have no idea why I'm going there. Well, because I'm not alone in the world. You can't just make arbitrary decisions. The water's 85 degrees in the Miami area right now. So many people who are semi-psychotic go to Florida in the summer. They say in order to go in the water. I have no idea why they want to go in the water when it's hot. All right, but they go in the water. You want to go in hot water, you go in a bathtub. But they say it's therapeutic, go in. It's warmer than the Caribbean right now because of the Gulf Stream and of global warming, yeah. Right, it's got warmer. The same temperature for the last 100 years. On a mean average, every month is more or less the same since they've been keeping temperatures. Don't tell that to Al Gore. But I have found a while ago that if you go into the ocean's a very dangerous place to swim in, by the way. People don't know that until the early part of the 1890s, nobody went in the ocean unless they were thrown off a fishing boat. People basically did not swim in the ocean. It was known as a dangerous place. Crabs, squid, jellyfish, sharks, no one went in. Unless they fell out of a canoe while they were chasing an ahi or a mahi. Nobody really wanted to go into the ocean.